Okay, I'm here with Zeus. It's the end of the session, and this is Zeus's roadmap to success. So Zeus is a 10-week-old puppy, and so this is kind of an extended puppy session that we did. Now it's 3 hours, and so Zeus was just being really fussy in my lap. Might fuss up a little bit. I think he's tired and needs to sleep, so we'll see if we can let her go to sleep in my lap. Puppies need to sleep. Small breed puppies usually need to sleep anywhere from 12 to about 14, 15 hours a day, or adult dogs, I should say. And then large breeds usually sleep about 14 to 16, 17 hours a day. When they're puppies, they need to sleep even more. A lot of times when puppies are mischievous or getting in trouble, they're under-exercised or underslept. And so the guardians here are using a long-term confinement area, but after 3 hours of her being awake, she took a nap in my lap about an hour ago. But I think she's pretty tired. It just looks better to have her in the shot, and the guardians went inside, and so I'm watching you to give them a little bit of a break. All right, so let me see. We talked about a lot of stuff that we went over in our puppy classes. So basically, a lot of us, when it comes to puppies, we reward and teach them to do the wrong things. So a good example is how we talk to them. So when we talk to puppies, we usually say sit, 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 trying to get them to sit, but they don't know what the word sit means yet. And so from a puppy's perspective, sit means stand there or sit there or stand there and look at my humans with a quizzical face, because that's what I'm doing when I hear the word sit. Yes, you got ants in your pants. Yes, you do. And so what we want to do instead during a puppy is during a puppy stage, until they know the command word, we want to say the command word only when they're in the act. Now, I gave the guardians a clicker and went through clicker training, but what I do is what I call passive training, or we call it celebrate in our puppy class. So what we do is when the puppy does something on its own that is a commandable action, but they not accidentally, but they sit on their own volition, or they come to you on their own volition. We're going to do a settle exercise with you. I'm going to adjust the camera down a little bit. But when we do these things on its own volition, what we want to do, yes, I know. When they do these things on their own volition, we want to pet them. So right there, she's doing that. Now that's a protest. That's a little bit different. But if a dog is, I'm going to adjust again because now I'm a little bit too high, too low. Yes, and you got wiggles. There we go. And now I'm crooked. I'm just screwing this video all up. There we go. So basically, when the puppy comes to you, I'd like you to pet the puppy and say come, because that's the end result of what we're looking for. When the puppy lays down, pet it and say chill, which is the word the guardians here decided to use. Now, dogs are the only animal on the planet that can read a human facial expression. Let's get you in a settled position. Yes, I know. And when you're doing this, if she's fussy, you can actually put your hands underneath her paw like this. So you help settle her down a little bit. And so I want you to just settle down and go to sleep. If a puppy's wiggling, this is the only time I don't let him go, like I mentioned, because that'll train her to do that. So we want it now. She's kind of settled down, and she's just overly tired. She needs a nap. And you're going to get one right when we get done with this video. But if I let you down, you're going to get into the wood chips because I got no other supervisors here, so you're going to have to wait with me. Yes. And I see that you're shivering a little bit, so I'll cover up your area, and we'll give her a little bit of warmth. So basically, I call this celebrating, or I call it passive training. So what we want to do, you want to do it this way? Okay, we'll let you curl up in a ball. How's that? So what we want to do is when she does the behavior that you want, we want to go ahead and reward her for that behavior. Now remember, they learn through repetition, consistency, and good timing. You have 3 seconds to correct or reward a dog for them to make the connection. So when she comes to you, within that 3-second window, pet her. Now whenever possible, pet under the chin, avoid patting up here. Insecure dogs have a nose down orientation. Petting here creates a nose down orientation. Petting here creates a nose up, and that's what confident dogs do. You can pet her butt or anywhere else that you want to, but all things being equal, try to pet her under her chin. You're going to chew your tail. All right, so let me see. What else do we want to talk about? Come up with a list of the official command words. Tape it to the refrigerator. So first, just come up with a list of the actual actions. So we want her to come, we want her to sit, we want her to lay down, we want her to eat her food, we want her to potty. And so what we're going to do is when she does any of those things on her own volition, we're going to pet her and say that. Now, let's say that she walked up to me and I missed it. I wasn't paying attention. Somebody else in the house could say, celebrate. And that means that I missed an opportunity. And I look up and I see that they're talking to me. I would reach down and I pet her and I pay come. Say come. If she's sitting, I pet her and say sit. She's laying down, I pet her and say crash or chill or whatever the word is. Chill is actually her word. You just are going to be feisty. And this is an illustration of a dog that needs a nap. So I'm going to put you down now that you stopped struggling. There we go. And we'll see what she does. And she might need a potty. Let's talk about potty training. So the guardians here want to teach her. Right now she's doing a really good job. She's going out and peeing in a certain part of the house, or a part of the yard, excuse me. So what we want to do is we want to assign a command word for that. So when she starts to pee or poop, you want to say one command word. The guardians here had started one word for one action, one for number two. Just use one word for both of them. So as soon as she starts to pee or poop, you want to say the word business or potty or whatever the word is you want to use. So you're saying it while she's in the act of eliminating. Don't say it with too high a pitch. If you say, potty, she just looked up, you can't see her off camera, but that excited vocal delivery will stop her from doing whatever she's doing. So a lot of puppies are in the middle of peeing. We're so excited they're peeing outside. We say, potty, really excited. And they stop and they come over to us, but they still have now potty, urine in their bladder. And then we bring them inside, and now they're not distracted, and they remember they have to potty, and they pee. So what I do is I take them outside, and they have 5 minutes each attempt. If it doesn't go within 5 minutes, your puppy is too distracted, or it's not urgent enough to go. So I stay with the dog. I don't just put it out and leave it, because you have to be able to mark the command word. So as soon as she starts to pee or poop, I say business in a normal tone of voice. When she gets done, dog's eyes are very attracted to movement. So have a treat with you ready. As soon as she looks at you, crouch down. When you crouch down, that's very enticing for the dog. She's going to come to you, put the treat in her mouth, and say the word business a second time. So the first time associates the action of eliminating with the command word. The second time associates the command word with the reward. After doing this enough times in a row, that you say business, and the dog goes, yeah, I got to go potty. And then you know that the puppy needs to go. So the three times puppies are most likely to go is right after waking up, 5 minutes after after eating, and 15 minutes after playtime. So make sure that you're taking her out during those times, as I also take my puppy out once an hour. Now, also I pull the water an hour before the dog is supposed to go to bed, and I take the puppy out 3 different times. An hour to go to bed, half an hour till bed, and like right before I put her in bed. So we want to deplete all that urine out of her body. Liquid's about 45 minutes for the digestive tract. So if we pull the water an hour before and we take her out 3 times, she should be close to empty. Then she should be able to sleep through the night in the long-term confinement area. You can get up and let your puppy out, but if you let your puppy out and it wants to play with you, or it doesn't go within 5 minutes, put it back in there, and then I would leave it in there. I usually let the puppy go in the long-term confinement area. If they're protesting, want to take her out, you can get up, that's great. But don't let her out, don't leave her out too long, because we think, well, you should do it. No, I'm distracted. So after we do this for every day for about a week to 10 days, and remember, she can't be fully potty trained, she'll be about 5 months in terms of muscle strength. So once she's, you could say business, and she kind of bounces around when she has to go, then you know that she's ready to go. Then what we would do is the guardian asks, well, how do I know if she's crying because she wants me to play and let her out of the long-term confinement area, or if she's crying because she has to potty? So if puppy cries and you go to let him out of the kennel or long-term confinement area, you're teaching them this is the way to ask to get out. So what I do instead is, if she starts, I would teach her to ring a bell. So to to do the bell, I'd have 2 bells, and never hang it from your door. That's a common mistake that everybody makes with the training, and dogs do through association. So she thinks the door opening means, the bell means the door opens, not potty. So what you do is you have a bell with you and a treat. You follow her outside, and as soon as she starts to pee or poop, you gently ring the bell. Don't go drrr, because that's not the sound she's going to make when she nudges with her nose. Jingle, 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 the whole time she's peeing or pooping. And when she gets done, you stop, and then I crouch down, pop the treat in her mouth, and when the treat goes in her mouth, I jingle, jingle, jingle while she's chewing it. So now we associate the jingle bell with the act of elimination with the reward. Then we can actually hang, puppy, puppy, puppy! We can actually hang, I don't know where she went, there she is. Puppy, puppy, puppy! That's the puppy call. Then, puppy, come! There you go. So then we can actually hang a bell in the long-term confinement area. When we hear her ringing, she's saying, I have to go potty. Good girl. Kisses. When my puppy licks me, I say kisses. If it licks me right here, I say love. And so now I can say love. My puppy stops licking me here and comes up and licks me here. Now, the last little thing about potty training we talk about is teaching the puppy to go in a certain place. You want to get back down? Oh, there you go. And so what I do for that is I first train for the word, then I would do the bell. And once those 2 things are accomplished, which should take you about 2 to 4 weeks to accomplish, depending on how often you do it, then what I would do is take her outside on a leash at the time she needs to go. Lead her to the side of the house where you want her to potty, and just stand in the middle of that zone. Looks like she's going to potty right now, actually. And so you let her kind of go as long as the leash goes, wherever she wants. And then she potties there. You say potty, give her the treat like you normally do. Do that for a week. After she potties, then you take her off the leash, then she can run around. But until she does her business, she doesn't have that freedom. That's called a pre-mac. And so then you do that for a week. The next week, what you do is you lead her out there without her being on the leash, but lead her to where she was. And then if she poops or pees in that like a 5 foot or 10 foot radius, we say business, whatever your command word is, you give her 5 treats in a row. And so she's like, holy cow, what did I just do? I just got a whole bunch of treats. Exactly. And so we are giving her what we call this jackpot if she goes there. Now, if you lead her out there and she goes somewhere and poops somewhere else, you either don't reward her or you reward her with 1 reward. And so that way she has more of a motivation to go the place you want. Once she's done it enough times, she'll just kind of get in the habit of continuing to go there. Dogs are not programmable, they're very much creatures of habit. Let me see, what else? Baby carrots. Get some baby carrots or carrot chips, and then, or use a potato peeler if you have to. Get her used to eating carrots now. Carrots ward off a type of cancer in dogs. They're also, like I mentioned in the video above, it's a great way to get her, redirect her away from chewing things she doesn't like. I'm not going to talk about it because I forgot I talked about it there. Now, once she knows how to sit or lay down on command, and the way all dogs learn through gesture first, then they hear the command word. So if I want to test and see if the dog knows to sit, I would go like this. I turn away because they can read lips and sit. If I look and now I see the puppy sit, I know it has the verbal command. Most of the time they learn through that gesture. Now I showed the guardians how to teach her how to sit, lay down, up, and stand. When you're doing that, make sure you keep that treat within an inch of her nose. If I start tracking down, one of the guardians would go like this. So if I start going here and she doesn't go back, I go back to her and I kind of breadcrumb her down. So always keep that treat within an inch or 2 of her nose. All right, let me see. Remember to say the command word after the treat goes in the mouth, not before. Be careful how you pronounce it. Sit and sit are different command words for dogs. That high-pitched voice is more exciting for the dog, and you can use it in a pinch, but I usually prefer to just speak to the dog in a normal conversational tone, because that's what we're normally going to do. Let me see, what else? Socialization. We're in LA. Nobody has puppy classes right now. It is crucial that she gets puppy socialization. It needs to be puppies within 2 months of her age. And the most important thing is they find a puppy who matches her energy level. Don't get a crazy excited puppy or one that's too big that stomps on her. She's gonna not like puppies. In order for socialization to work, it has to be positive. So, and a quick little side note, just because I keep on forgetting things I want to say. If you want her to be a cuddly puppy, you have to cuddle her, cuddly adult, you have to cuddle the puppy a lot as a puppy. Sure, you guys are doing that, but really try to do that, especially when she's nice and settled. And I'll talk about the settle exercise here in a second. All right, so once she knows how to sit, then next time she jumps up on you, instead of petting her for that, you're going to reward her for jumping up. Instead, when she jumps up on you, freeze. And when she jumps down, tell her to sit. And if she sits, pet her on her chin and say sit. When she comes up and nudges you or paws at you, she doesn't jump up, but she wants your attention, she's telling you that. Leaders tell, followers ask. The more that when she does that, you tell her to sit. And then when she sits, you pet her for sitting. That will cause her to come and start sitting in front of you to ask for attention. In the dog world, we call this manding or learning to mand. And that's a really polite way for a puppy to interact with us. Remember, if you anything a puppy is doing or an adult dog, when you pet them, is what you're rewarding. So if the puppy jumps up and you pet it, you're saying jumping up on me for the rest of my life is how I want you to ask me to pet you. It's probably not how you want it. So instead, when she comes and sits, pet her and say sit. When she lays down, pet her and say crash. And when she does it on her own. And she tells you that she wants your attention, you're telling her she has to sit or lay down to get her attention. Don't practice shake. I just find it confuses the heck out of dogs. Puppy call. So when breeders bring out their food for little puppies, they go, puppy, puppy, puppy! And the puppies just run up to them just like this little one did right here. So you can use that as an alternative recall. So when she comes, if she's not coming, say puppy, 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 really high pitch. And when she comes to you, give her the, pet her and say come. Because you don't want to use puppy, puppy. You could say puppy, 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 but you probably like to reinforce the come command. Now, you can also pet a dog on their chest, right here at the collarbone, in slow circles, about like this. It's very calming for them. Now, when she was a puppy, yes, and this is perfect timing for this. So when she was being fussy as a puppy, when she was about the size of her head, her mother would lick her from here, along her head, along her spine, down to the base of her tail. So when she is not fussy like she is now, when she's relaxed in your lap, trying to demonstrate real quick, but you're not cooperating. She's like, I'm a puppy, I'm not supposed to cooperate. So what you would do is pet her for the base of her, nape of her neck to the base of her tail in a slow stroke and say Zen, I think is the word the guardians here want to use. Now again, she's being feisty, so I can't let her go when she's doing this. Once she settles down, I'm going to put her down. So what I'm saying is being calm gets you freedom. You can fight all day long, the humans will outlast you. Now this is, I'm pretty sure she's exhausted. She needs to go to sleep. So just like your little baby, if you don't give them enough sleep, their performance, their behavior is gonna not be ideal. So make sure you're getting her that sleep. Sit. But once she does know how to sit, we call that petting with a purpose. So instead of petting her because she's nudging you or because you want to pet her, tell her to sit. She'll start, like I said, sitting to ask for that attention. Come up with funny words. Dogs can read facial expressions. So when she goes to a dog bed, call that Hogwarts or Bat Cave, I think is something that your son's into. And so chill to lay down. When my dog goes forward, I say charge. When it backs up, I say retreat. Feast. So come up with a word to eat. Every time she takes her first bite of food for 4 months, say feast or whatever the word is when she takes that first bite. Just say it once in a normal tone of voice. Eventually say feast, and she'll go and eat because that's her command word to eat. Let me see. Get a snuffle mat, Omega Paw treat ball, and about 3 to 5 other treat dispensing toys. Not a Kong. I would get Kongs too. Kong you fill up with peanut butter or cheese. But the idea is you feed her kibble out of these treat dispensing toys. That motivates her to want to chew those things as opposed to chewing Junior's toys or your shoes, your house, or all the rest of these things. She's doing a great job. She's sitting over there looking at the door saying, I want to come inside. We're going to wrap this up in a minute, sweetheart, I promise. So name all the individual toys and make sure she has at least 20 toys. Every day she should find one in the kennel. So that's a good place for me to go to find the toy. And if you want to teach her to go to a dog bed, let me know. I have videos on that. You're going to get videos for all this stuff on my puppy class. Now, when the videos stop coming, we have 3 classes. So I'm going to finish up your kindergarten class. Then I'm going to send you another one. You'll get about 35 emails for your kindergarten class, and then you'll get, I see we have what I'm guessing is a rawhide. Don't ever give her rawhides again. They're soaked in formaldehyde and a lot of the nasty stuff. So once you get you'll get about 35 or 40 emails for the puppy kindergarten. Once those emails stop coming, you go about 3 or 4 days of that day, message me, and then I'll sign you up for our puppy elementary class emails, and then I'll sign you up eventually for our puppy high school emails, and that way you get the full curriculum. But again, join those Facebook groups, find puppies that you can get her socializing with. Keep it short, make sure that you end it, you interrupt it if the play gets too spirited, give them a little bit of time out. Let them settle down. When they're settled down, let them play again. That's important practice. If it's not going well, don't be afraid to pull the plug, but I would probably separate them, maybe have them on opposite sides, give them a chance to kind of look at each other. Maybe every time they look, you click and then give the dog a treat. You say friendly. So now looking at the other dog gets me a treat. So now I have a positive association with looking at this dog. But just like us, we don't like everybody we meet. And sometimes she just might not meet. And also the energy of the dog is probably the most important factor, more important than the size and everything else. But try to find dogs that are within, puppies that are 2 months of her age that have a similar energy level, and try to do it where you go to their house, they come to your backyard. So you're doing it outside so we can do the social distancing thing. But it's really, really important. You need to socialize her past 9 months. I would try to get her at least 1 puppy play date a week. I know it seems like a lot, but if you don't, the amount of work you'll have to do for the next 10 to 15 years, trust me, as somebody who does that a lot, it's a lot easier to set up play dates. It's fun. You can take your son, you can watch them play, and it builds that social confidence, social skills and confidence, which will help her for the rest of her life. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'm sure there's a lot of other things that I'm forgetting. A couple other things. Petting a dog in an unbalanced state of mind, whatever they're doing when you pet them is what you're specifically rewarding. So if you pet a fearful dog, you can make it more fearful. An insecure dog, more insecure. A jumpy dog, more jumpy. A barky dog, more barky. A sitting dog, more sitty. So try to pet her for the things that you want, which she offers them on her own. Use that watchword of celebrate so you can help each other. Celebrate! You just missed an opportunity to pet her. And the more you do that, the more she'll start offering those particular behaviors. Now she's somewhat settled, so now I can pet her and say Zen. So one of the ones you want to do is you're petting her from the nape of the neck to the base of her tail in slow strokes about that speed. Now when she's nice and relaxed, another subtle exercise is this one, where I kind of put her between my legs, and so her shoulders are about at my crotch region. And I wait for her to settle, and then I'm going to hold up each digit. And I might hold up each digit and then give her a treat. Hold up the next digit, give her a treat. So after a while, holding the digit means I'm about to get a treat. And again, you can put your hands down here under her feet to brace her if she's wiggling a lot. Flip up in her ear, look inside her ears. See if she's got an ear infection. Look at her gums, look at her teeth. Look at her paws. So what we're doing is this is a handling exercise. So we're getting her practiced. You're gonna bite the logo, huh? It's like, I'm gonna bite you if you don't let me go. But we want to help her practice being handled, because that's what the vet's going to do. If we make it a positive association the rest of her life, she won't mind going to the vet or having people do that. Now, also make sure you socialize her with a lot of people. So take her out for a walk, have a bunch of treats, have a little thing of hand sanitizer. Anytime somebody wants a pet her, or you see somebody, oh, that's a cute puppy. Hey, can you help us? We need to socialize her. Would you mind giving her a treat? If everybody she meets gives her a treat first, especially the treats I gave you, then they pet her a little bit. She starts to associate meeting new people means I get a treat. Boy, you are feisty right now. Yeah, she's tired and cranky. So we're gonna wrap up this video. If you have any questions, make sure you message me. If I don't hear from you, I assume everything's going great. I've got a lot of videos I can help. Well, this little cutie who is a little cranky right now is Zeus. And Zeus wants me to tell you, remember, everything you do trains your dog or puppy. Only sometimes you mean it. Bye, Zeus.